Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's video, I'd like to show you the last car charger you're ever going to need to charge all of your portable devices. But before I get into the technical aspects of the product, I thought it might be helpful to understand where this project started. So a while back, I sat down with the team here at Drone Valley because I was really frustrated that I had a car charger that would charge certain products out in the field, but it wouldn't charge others. So for example, I could use it with my phone to charge my phone, but I couldn't charge my larger drone batteries. Or I could charge my controller with it, but I couldn't charge my action camera. So I said to the team, can't we find or build a car charger that pretty much works with everything? And as we do with these kind of projects, we sat down and put a list together of all the things we wanted in the perfect car charger. How many ports? How much power? What kind of certifications? And we used that chart to try to find what I consider to be the perfect car charger. And we work with a lot of manufacturers all over the world, so we started bringing in samples from all these different companies, and we were testing them in the shop. And this one worked sort of well, but it didn't have enough ports. This one wasn't powerful enough. This one was QC, but it wasn't PD. And it was really frustrating that nobody built one that kind of fit the bill for all of our products. So we designed this product from the ground up to cover all the bases. Now, when you're building a charger, whether it's a home charger or a car charger, there are three things you need to be aware of. The first one is the type of connection to the charger. And since the beginning of time, we've had the larger USB-A ports, and that's pretty much on every charger from way back in the early days of charging things from a wall outlet to today, but those are kind of going away. The new standard is USB-C. So the charger had to have a USB-A, at least one of them, and at least one USB-C. In this case, we've got two USB-Cs on there. So the ports are important because I wanted to be able to charge older things and newer things from the same charger. So again, this one's got one USB-A and two USB-Cs. The next thing that was important was the type of charging that took place, because in the old days with the USB-A connections, it was basically 5 volts at up to 2.4 amps. It was straight 5 volts. But then QC came along, which is a quick charging technology, and that was able to vary the voltage and current to the device to quickly and safely charge it. So when you plug a QC device into a charger that's a QC charger, that port will look at that device, it'll figure out what kind of charge level it needs, and it actually adjusts the voltage and current to quickly and safely charge that product. So QC was one of the standards that had to be in the charger. Well, there's another standard called PD, or power delivery, which does the exact same thing for different products. So this may use QC, this may use PD, this may use PD. So we had to have a charger that had multiple ports, both USB-A and USB-C, had to have QC, had to have PD. Then we came down to power. Now with power, there's really three different levels of power that you need in a charger. 33 watts is the smallest one. That'll charge your phone. It'll charge some of the smaller drone batteries. It'll charge your camera. 65 watts is the next step up, and that's needed for the larger batteries like this, or the smart controllers, or anything big like a tablet. And then there's the larger one, which is like 100 watt or 140 watts. We didn't need that in the car charger. And honestly, you only need 100 watts or 140 watts for a laptop. This isn't going to charge a laptop. It's the only portable thing this can't charge. But this one has a 65 watt port and a 30 watt port. So it's a 95 watt charger. Now what's important there is a lot of other car chargers talk about being a 65 watt charger, but they're spreading that across all the ports. With this one, it's got a dedicated 65 watt port, which means everything on this table I can charge. The larger batteries, smart controllers, even the other smart controllers, large tablets, up to 65 watts. But the key thing is the 65 watt port is working at the same time that the 30 watt ports are working. So you've got two streams of charging going on at the same time. We're not blending those two together. I'm giving you a pure 65 watts out of one and a pure 30 watts out of the other one. So you can actually charge multiple devices at the same time. So I think we built, like I said, I think it's the perfect car charger because it gives you USB-C, USB-A ports. It gives you PD and QC charging. It gives you 65 watts in one port and 30 watts shared between the other two ports. So it gives you a lot of ways to charge things, and I'm going to show you how it works right now. In addition to that, the other frustration I had was carrying cables around. I can't stand carrying multiple cables around in the car with me. So I said to the team, now that we fixed the charger paradigm, can we build a cable that's universal as well? Because this is USB-C, this is Apple, this is going to be micro USB. I don't want to carry three cables with me and plug them all in at the same time. So what we did was put together the charger, and then we put together a kit which has the charger, a heavy duty cable, and some adapters. And those adapters allow you to turn the cable into an Apple or into a micro. So you can charge USB-C directly, You can charge micro by snapping this on the end of it, or you can charge Apple by snapping that on the end of it. We also included another connector, so if you've got an older cable that's USB-A, you can plug it in here, and it turns it into a USB-C, so you can use the other USB-C port. So we're offering this two ways because we manufactured it. We're offering it just as a charger. If you're fine with cables and you got plenty of cables, we have the charger on its own. But if you'd like the kit, you actually get a really nice pouch with the kit, and what the kit's going to give you is the charger. Right, there's the charger, a heavy-duty USB-C to USB-C cable, and 3 adapters like I described a minute ago. So the kit with a nice little pouch to keep everything organized. So with this kit, it's like a universal plumbing kit where you can pretty much charge anything that you own, whether it be Apple, USB-C, or micro USB from the kit. So it gives you a kit that does that. But again, the charger's fine on its own, but if you need those cables and adapters and stuff, the kit's the way to go. So let me show you this thing works. All right, let's see. You plug it in here. What I'm doing with this portable power bank is I'm simulating the 12-volt outlet in your car. Just plug it in, you're good to go. Now again, if you look at it closely, you'll see the USB-A in the center and 2 USB-Cs on either side of it, and they're clearly labeled. One of them is labeled 65 watts right there in the top, and then you've got the bottom ones that are 30 watts each. So let me plug that in. Let's start with something simple. So this is the cable that comes with the kit. It's a USB-C to USB-C. Let me plug that in. And I don't know where we'll start. Oh, here's the brand new Air 3 batteries. Now, these have been a headache for a lot of people to charge in their car. You know what? It's not a problem for this charger. And the best part is it's going to interrogate the batteries, and it's going to find the one that needs the least amount of charge and start charging that fast. Now, you can see that it's rapid charging the batteries. And to rapid charge these, you've got to have at least 65 watts coming out of whatever you're plugging it into. So that's proving right there that it's a fast charging QC, in this case PD, to this one. All right, so let's take a look here. What are these? Oh, this is the Mavic 3 batteries. Look at that. Let me plug that in. Again, another USB-C connection. And there's the Mavic 3 batteries. It'll take a second for it to interrogate the batteries, and then what are we doing? All of a sudden, boom, it's fast charging those. Now, challenge me on this because I said there are multiple ports here that'll charge multiple things at the same time. So if I've got another USB-C cable right here, I can plug that into the other USB-C port, and at the same time, charge a controller. Now, what's interesting here is that this is going to continue to rapid charge because that port's 65 watts, and this one is going to regular charge. It's going to get 5 volts at 2.4 amps and charge this thing fine. There's a third port on there, so I could plug another cable into that if I decide to do it. Do I have a USB-A? Here's a USB-A to USB-C. Let me plug that in the middle. And then what do I want to charge next? I don't know. Let's charge the batteries for the Mini. I'll plug those in. So now I've got the larger batteries for the Mavic 3 charging, I've got a controller charging, and I've got batteries here charging, all from the same car charger. And again, it's because we designed this to isolate the charging circuits. I've got a 65 watt and I've got a 30 watt that I can share between 2 ports. So I've got 3 things charging at the same time. And again, all of this works. Now, where it gets tricky is what if you've got an older system like this? This is off the original Mavic Mini. And as we all know, that was a micro USB connection. Well, not a problem, because I can take this adapter right here, the micro USB adapter, snap it on the end of the USB-C, and boom, it turns into a micro USB connection. And I can plug that in, make sure I get it in there the right way, plug that into here, and it starts charging. So not only is it a universal charger that has everything you need from a compatibility perspective and a port perspective, but it's also a convertible cable that allows you to charge from that charger any type of USB connection that's on the market today. So I think we've done a pretty good job putting this together. I can show you the action cameras too if you care about that. These are pretty straightforward. They're just USB-Cs. So in this case, I'll unplug this, plug it right in. Whoop, I'm on the wrong end here. Let me plug in the right end where the actual USB-C is. And there you go. Boom, I'm charging my action camera. So again, when I said before, there isn't anything that's portable that you can't charge, even game consoles. If you're out there using game consoles like a Switch today, 65 watts will charge a Switch really well. Everything you need, even big tablets, gigantic tablets, you can charge from this because we've got an Apple adapter for an Apple fan, or an Android you can charge directly off the USB-C. So when I said there's nothing you can't charge with this car charger that's a portable device, the only caveat there is if the device requires more than 65 watts, it's not going to charge it rapidly. So if you're trying to charge your laptop, it could take a long time charging a laptop because they usually require 100 watts or 140 watts. Having said that, we've got home chargers that'll cover that as well. But in the car, this is really the biggest you want to get. And we tested some that were a little bit more powerful. My worry with those is when you get bigger like that, they're generating so much energy that they get really, really warm. So for me, 65 watts and a 30-watt circuit was enough to give me everything I needed to charge it out in the field with a single charger. And that's pretty much all I had for today. So if this is interesting to you, like I'd mentioned before, we offer this 2 ways on the website. It's also up on Amazon. And I'm not trying to sell you a product. I keep saying that every time. We're drone flyers. So if I find something that frustrates me, I sit down with the team, I yell at them and say, can't we build a product to fix this problem? And that's exactly what we did. So if you're in the market for a car charger, this one's probably the one that's going to be the best for you. And again, there's a lot of companies that make car chargers. We tested them, and I think the value on this is good, the price is right, and it just does everything you need it to do. So we offer it as a charger. We also offer it as the kit, which includes all the adapters I talked about before, plus the heavy-duty USB-C to USB-C cable. So that's the complete kit that when it shows up in the mail, you can open it up, plug it into your car, and charge everything you own today that you want to charge out in the field. And that's pretty much all I had. So thanks an awful lot for watching. I love designing products like this. The team here at Drone Valley, we just love challenges, boy. We just love to find something that isn't working and figure out a way to get it going. So this is just one of them. We're darn proud of this product. Thanks again for watching. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.